What's up, everyone? Jason Brown here, King of Programming, for another program review. We are going over a program today that I saw in the Playbook app. It is from Simply Mander, and it is a 6-week dumbbell strength program. Now, I start all these videos off the same way. If you are here for the first time, appreciate you watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We really appreciate the support. We're really working hard to get more of this information to people, so if you could do that, it would really help us out. But I just want to make sure that everyone that's watching these understands what it is I'm looking at. Now, when I look at programs, I look at the fundamentals. First and foremost, things like exercise selection, exercise order, sets, reps, rest intervals, conditioning, what types of conditioning, is there not any conditioning? These are things that we need to certainly ask questions about. And if there is conditioning, we need to understand what type of conditioning it is, and is it going to help us do what the promise of the program really is. Now, I've seen a sliding scale when it comes to conditioning. I've seen bad ones, great ones, good ones, some that have no conditioning altogether. So that's definitely something that we need to delve into on these reviews. Now, this review today, I just happened to stumble upon in the Playbook app. It wasn't requested, but I have seen kind of a common theme with a lot of the influencers programs in this app. Now, and I hate to say that has been the case, but it is what it is. I'm looking at it, you guys are looking at it. I'm not making this shit up, all right? So it is here, and we just tend to see that with a lot of influencers, there's just an onslaught of volume, just crushing people. And why do people think that being crushed is the way? Because everyone thinks more is more. Everyone thinks that if I go harder, I get more results. That is not the case with training. And I don't think that's the case with anything in life, to be honest. I think that working smarter is always the best course of action. With program design, we can do things in a way where we essentially maximize the fundamentals, exercise order, exercise selection, have people put in maximal intent to every single exercise, be super clear on what we're doing, have the right rest intervals so they can do what we're asking them to do. And that's when great things happen, when we optimize what we're doing and when we get the optimal dose. Now, everyone is different. So trying to say that this program or any program or my programs are the best for everyone, I'd be lying to you. That's not the case. But we can play to things we know. We know that people are chronically stressed out. Remedy for that is aerobic conditioning. We know that people are weak in the back side of their body. People are sitting. People are on their phones. They're in internal rotation. Okay, we know that we can counteract some of these things with strength work. We can apply volume to tissues that tend to be weak with a lot of people. Those are things that we know to be true. And if you're interested in learning more about that, I have tons of information for free on my site that you guys are willing or perfectly fine to check out. It's all there for you. You don't have to pay a dime to me, and you can check that stuff out for free. But with that said, we have a duty to do the right things by people. And when we just throw an onslaught of volume because that's what people think they need, we are doing them a disservice, okay? Now, when I look at these programs, I wonder, how long is someone staying on these programs? And because someone has 1 million followers, does it matter? Do they care that they have someone that does a month of their training and then they're gone? I don't know if they care, but I can tell you guys, looking you straight in the face, that I fucking care. I want people on my training for the long haul. I want people on my training to be on it the last program they've ever done. That's my promise to people. It's the last program. So this is shit I take serious. When I see these reviews, when I see these programs that are just complete bullshit, it makes me angry. So I don't know if that's the case because I haven't looked too deep into this program, but I'm going to take a peek and give you my honest feedback. Now, funny thing about this individual is that if I recall correctly, back in the day when I used to program for CrossFit gyms, her gym was subscribed to my program. I just remember seeing her, and I know she's got a big following, and again, that doesn't play into this or my opinion on this, but I recall seeing her gym subscribe to my programming, and yeah, maybe there was some influence here. I don't know. Not to say that I am the end all. I'm certainly not. But needless to say, let's get on to it. So this is a 6-week program geared at strength. So we've got essentially a circuit, a superset, a circuit, and then a Metcon. Okay, so I want you guys to try this one on for size. We've got 3 rounds of dumbbell front squats, forward, backward dumbbell lunge for 10 reps. I would assume each leg. Yikes. And then we've got jumping lunges, resting 45 seconds between that circuit. Dumbbell front squat, forward reverse lunge, very advanced movement. We're going from a position of stability to instability with that. Just keep that in mind. That's an advanced move that will make you sore for weeks, which doesn't mean that it's bad, but it needs to be programmed the right way. And then jumping lunges for 20 reps. So we did 10 dumbbell front squats, 10 forward reverse lunge each leg, and then 20 jumping lunges, and we're only resting 45 seconds between sets. I don't know what that is or who's going to do that, but you are going to be, if you do just that in this session, you are going to be torn up for a while. Okay, so that's number one. I would say it's just like I've mentioned before we started, just a hodgepodge of volume for no particular reason. If I was going to plug this in, or if I was going to program this session and try to improve this, I would just do a squat pattern. Just do a squat pattern by itself. We don't need to do all this circuit and fancy shit. Squat, rest between sets. Very simple. And then if you want to do a superset, you certainly could, but lower on lower is tough for superset because when we do a single leg pattern, even though it can be more quad dominant, we still have activity that takes place in the hamstrings and the glute complex. So you're not doing just anterior and resting posterior. There is some things that happen there. So when I try to plug in supersets with both anterior, something like a Bulgarian split squat and then a goblet sumo squat, which she has for 4 rounds, 16 reps of your dumbbell Bulgarian split squat, and then 12 reps of your dumbbell goblet squat, and then 45 seconds rest. Again, this is just another pile of fucking steaming shit, okay? People are gonna be crushed from this. Let me know how this goes. If any of you guys that are watching this wanna do this session, please, give me someone that's super advanced, do this session, and then let us know how it goes, okay? If you wanna be crushed, this is a great session to do. But it's not over yet, guys. We got more. Circuit C, dumbbell box step-ups, narrow stance dumbbell squat, lateral goblet lunge. I like that she's got some frontal plane work in here, but I'm completely smashed. There's no way I'm doing it. And then we're doing a Metcon, metabolic conditioning, 3 rounds. Dumbbell thruster, 21, 15, 9, 45 reps. Burpee, 21, 15, 9, 45 reps. 45 seconds rest between rounds. That's our session of the day, guys. Should we even go further? I'm not sure. This day is just a pile of, like I said, a pile of crap. It's so much volume. It's going to crush people. We could do this session. Here's how we do this session better. Try this one on for size. We do a squat pattern as our first movement of the day. We rest 90 seconds to 2 minutes between sets. Doesn't it be crazy because it looks like we're just using dumbbells, which, if I recall correctly, this is a dumbbell-only program. All right, that's perfectly fine. Let's do a goblet squat, a goblet box squat for 4 sets of 8 to 10 reps. Let's rest 90 seconds between sets. That's movement 1. Movement number 2. Let's do an RDL, a single leg RDL with a dumbbell. 3 sets of 8 to 10 per leg. Rest 60 to 90 seconds between sets. Movement number 3. Let's go with that lateral squat we got in there. Lateral goblet squat. 3 sets of 8 to 10 between 8 to 10 per leg. Rest 60 seconds. Movement number 4. Let's do a glute bridge with a dumbbell on our lap. Let's do some higher reps. Let's do 3 sets, 12 to 15 reps, rest 60 seconds, and then let's do some core work to end. So if you only have a dumbbell, let's just do a plank pull through or just an RKC plank for 8 sets, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. So Tabata. That's it for the day. People will get results from that all day long. People will do this and will be completely crushed and devastated. They won't be able to do anything for the rest of the week. And they'll say, what am I doing? I'm paying money for this program. And how am I supposed to continue on? I think I beat a dead horse, but we're going to move on to the next day and see what we got. We've got upper body and core. Okay, so our first thing is a dumbbell strict press. We've got 45 seconds rest, 8, 12, 6, 4, 2. If you're doing dumbbell Z press, 2 reps, you're probably not going to have a dumbbell that's going to satisfy what you need to do a 2-rep set. So kind of a mismatch as far as the rep scheme. Also, rest interval is still too low. I would go, this is an easy movement. We go 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps and we rest 90 seconds between sets. That simple. But I like that she's actually doing a movement in isolation. The rest interval is just way off. And the rep scheme doesn't make sense for what we're doing. And then circuit A is gorilla row, bent over row, push up. 4 rounds of 8, 8, 8, 12, 12, 12, 15, 15, 15, 45 seconds rest. Again, just a lot of volume, guys, a lot of volume. No, really very little rest. And yes, you could do rows on rows. Personally, I wouldn't do rows on rows. I would probably make this a little bit more balanced. Maybe throw in some core work because we've got a row, we've got a press, and then maybe we do some core work in there as well. But again, that's, you can only do so much what's here. It's trying to restructure it. So let's go to circuit B. We've got dumbbell shrugs, dumbbell kickbacks, and then bicep curl with a rotation, which I think is his Ottoman curl. It's just a curl. Okay, so same concept. We've got 30 seconds on, and then essentially we go to the next movement, and then we rest 45 seconds between rounds. Again, just very, very lackluster. There's a lot of ways to do it better. And then we've got a circuit of V-ups, mountain climbers, toe taps, plank hold. All these influencers, they train their core all the same way. Like, learn about the core. There's various components to it. It's not that hard. It's not rocket science. I didn't invent it. But, you know, just takes a little bit of investigation to learn how to do things in a little bit more optimized way where we're not just putting an onslaught in the same tissues all the time. And then we've got a Metcon of 3 dumbbell hang power clean, 3 dumbbell push press, and then 50 jumping rope, and we're resting 45 seconds. If you're going to do a rest interval, let people rest so they can keep the same level of intensity. 15 minutes is a long time to keep the intensity high. So again, very similar to day one. I actually think this day is a little bit better than day one, but just an onslaught of a lot of crap. If I was going to plug this in, I would do just supersets. I would do dumbbell Z press with a 1-arm row. I would do a push-up with a curl. I would do some core work. That's it, guys. That's really all you need. If you have just dumbbells, that's all you need. All right, let's move on. We've established that. Full body endurance is day 3. We've got body weight squat, sit up, dumbbell snatch, sit up. So sit up twice. So 40 reps per round of a sit up. And we're doing this every 4 minutes, starting at 0, 20 squats, 20 sit-ups, 20 alternating snatch, 20 sit-ups. So 4 minutes, and then how long do we go? Complete 24 minutes. Trying to understand this, guys. Just give me a second here. It looks like it's for 24 minutes, and we've got every 4 minutes, so 6 sets. And then you're doing 40 sit-ups per round. 40 sit-ups per round for 6 sets. It's a lot of sit-ups, right? So this day, to me, is we're just adding more volume. If I was going to do anything this day, I just have people do some low intensity, aerobic, mixed aerobic work. You could certainly do some of these bodyweight movements. You don't need to do 40 sit-ups per round. I don't know I can't do that. Can you do that? Let's comment below if you can do 40 sit-ups per round across 6 motherfucking rounds. That's a lot. Let's move on to a glute focused day because, guys, our glutes have not done a lot of work on Monday. We need to do more on this day. And this day is actually a lot less than the first day. We've got some single leg RDL, a superset of Russian swing, reverse lunge, and then dumbbell glute bridge, curtsy lunge, banded clamshells. I can't even talk right now because there's so much going on here. And then we've got another Metcon of hang clean again, which we just did, dumbbell front squats, which we just did, more burpees, and then dumbbell deadlift. Okay, so again, guys, just think you know where I'm going with this, but there's a lot going on here, and we can do a lot better with a lot less. And then week 1, day 5, dumbbell floor press, 8, 15, 15. So we're going up and rest. We're only resting 60 seconds, or up and reps and only resting 60 seconds. Can you do that? Yes. Is that the best way? I don't know. I don't know what's really going on here, what the goal of this program is, but it looks like, again, to me, and I don't know what it looks like to you, comment below. I'm interested to hear what you guys think when you see this program, but there's just a lot of shit going on here, and I don't even want to go through this day anymore. I want to just end this video so you guys can just get my closing thoughts. So, as I said before, I tend to see just an onslaught where we're just crushing people's souls, and I get angry when I see that. I don't care who you are as a person, or how great your social media is, or how big your following is. You're crushing people. That's a problem, because we don't need to do all of that stuff to get people a good workout, to get them better long term. And as I mentioned, the things that I highlighted on those days, if you only have dumbbells, you could do it very well. If you had just a template, let's just say your lower body day was a template of a squat, a hinge, a single leg, and then maybe some direct hamstring work, and then some core work. That could be your template for your lower body day, those 5 things. Your template for your upper body day, if you only have dumbbells, could just be push-pull supersets. We push, we pull, we push, we pull, and we do it different ways. We don't just do rows. We do some face pulls, we do some rear delt raises. A lot of different ways to go with that. Of course, direct arm work fits in there. And then conditioning can be low intensity aerobic, where you do some air bike or cyclical or jumping rope, or air squats, or a light loaded carry. That's it, guys. That's so simple. It is so simple. We do not need to do this to people. But one thing people will say is like, well, people will complain about that. Not if you own it. If you tell them why you're doing it, look at all my content. I tell people why I have them do what they're doing over and over and over and over again. You're doing this because this is what works. This follows fundamentals. This takes into account things like your nervous system. You know that you have a freaking nervous system, right? There is a thing that happens when you put fatigue on fatigue on fatigue. When you do it with muscle soreness on muscle soreness on muscle soreness, there are things that happen, okay? And it doesn't put people in the best position to succeed long term. So if you want people on your program long term, follow the fundamentals. Don't try to crush people. Explain to them why less is more. It's that simple. This program is trash and it is rejected.
Best program available on the internet today.
I think it's very difficult to find a trainer like Jason that...
Since joining Everyday Heroes, I feel like I've stopped working out and actually started training.